So our second session is on the use of Zotero for managing your bibliography or reference. Is the screen visible now? Is the screen visible now?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
Okay, fine. So the first step is uh, installation of the software Zotero. So for which you go to the Google and search for Zotero, or you can visit the website zotero.org. At first there is a download button. According to your software or the OS that you're using, it will suggest you the download. So you can click on this one. So you just click on download. It will give you three options. First one is the Zotero 6 for Windows download. Then the second one is a Zotero connector, which is a browser connector. As I mentioned, you can integrate it with Firefox or any other search engine or any other browser for the easy download of your references. And the third part is the plugins, which provides you with various tools for handling your references in the database. So we'll see all this part. So first one is the download of Zotero. You can download this by clicking on this one. There are various platforms like Mac and Linux, Linux 32-bit, 64-bit. According to your operating system, you can download the corresponding version. And since my OS is Windows 11, it is suggesting the Windows by default. You can click on this one and download. And once it is downloaded, just like any other Windows installation file, an exe file, you can execute and install the software Zotero. So after the installation, you will have a standalone package like this one. Since I have already installed it in my computer, uh, it is there. Anyway, I'm using this one. So I'm not going to again reinstall the software. So what you have to do is you using this downloading link, you can say click on this one. It will download the software exe file will be downloaded. You can execute this exe file and install the software. So once the software is installed, then you have to click on install Firefox connector. So once you click on this second link, it will ask for you the permissions. And after giving the permission, on the top side of the Firefox, you have an icon here. You can see this icon here. Okay. This a page, white page like icon is provided here. This will be added to the toolbar of the Firefox. And this ribbon will enable you to save the Zotero references in the page into your database. So the first one is download and install of the software. The second step is installation of the connector to the Firefox. To install this one, you have to keep it in mind that the software that you're using should be Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. And if it is, say, a Google Chrome, it will provide you with a Chrome connector, not the Firefox connector. So, whatever browser that you're using, a connector like Firefox or a Mozilla, sorry, a Chrome connector will be provided here, and you can install that one. And after installation, you will have this icon here, which will enable you to directly download your references into the database. We will use it later. So the second stage is this one. And the last one is a plugins database. And you can just click on that and see what are the different plugins available. A lot of additional tools for handling your data is provided here. And we are not going into the details nowadays. Now, the only thing that you require is a sort file, for example. Sort file, attachment and file attachment. The sort file is a useful tool, and we will see how it is used during this session. This is for annotating, as I mentioned in one of the in the previous session. When you are reading an article and you may be interested in making some notes from the article. So for computationally extracting that notes that you are created during the reading part, that can be achieved by the sort file plugin. We will use how it is done in the uh, forthcoming part. So there are a lot of additional plugins in this session. The only one that you require in today's session is a sort file plugin, which is provided here, and which is used for extracting data, text data from PDF files. Okay. So this is the Zotero interface where you download the Zotero and install it. The browser connector needs to be installed. Then the third one, interested plugins should be downloaded and installed in the from the plugins directory. So once it is done, you can create an account from the register button, just like any account creation, an email account creation. You can use your own Gmail account, and using that email, you can create your own Zotero account, and which will enable you to say use about 300 MB of online cloud data. So by clicking on this, you can uh, give your user account and email and confirmation email, and a password can be set. So once it is done, your account is created, then you can open the software, that is Zotero, which is installed at the first step. Okay. So the first step, before opening the software, you have to say um, you have to create an account in the online Zotero website. Okay. Now, after opening the Zotero, you can go to the Edit, References, and there is a Sync tab here. Okay. In the Sync tab, since I have already linked my account, it is asking for unlinking my account. So if you are not, if you are a first time user, after installation, it will ask for you to input your username and password, which is created here. Okay, this is the username, and the password is the one that you are going to generate here. So using these account credentials, you can go to the say the sync tab, and by using that account credentials, you can log in into the database. So once it is done, your database will be connected to the online account of the Zotero. So then I can show you that. Say, since I have already created the account, I can log into the Zotero. So this is my Zotero account. This is my web library. So in the web library, all the references which is actually stored in my database, like that, this is the standalone package, software package, and all the references are here. The first part is my library. My library is actually the literature that is all the data that is stored in the hard disk in the computer. Okay, as one of the previous participants asked, whatever that you're storing in the my library part is stored in the hard disk. So there is no space limit, because if your hard disk is having a sufficient space, you can store any data in the my library part. Whereas uh, sorry, okay, I think this is also backed up. I think no, sorry. My library is also backed up. Only group library is the shared part. So my library is also synced. Okay. So you can see that this is the my library and group libraries. This is the shared libraries with my research students. So all the data is synced to the online after connecting. This is the cloud space of a say if it's a free account, it is a 300 MB. Since my account is a paid account, it is 2 GB I think. And uh, now by clicking on this button, there is a green button is here at the top, which is a sync button. So after logging in, you can click on this sync button, which will actually sync the data to the online library, which is provided here. So anything that is added here will automatically download it to the standalone software. And if you are generating a new library or downloading a new data or a new reference into this library, that will be automatically backed up into the online cloud database also. Okay. So the only thing that you have to do is in the software, you set the account, login, and then periodically sync sync your data to the online account. So all the data that is stored in the hard disk or in the computer will be backed up and it is now available online in the cloud space. And this can be shared to other collaborator or the student or researcher, whoever is working with you. Okay. So this is how you connect your,
Sir, can,
no, yes,
excuse me, sir.
yes.
A sync database where we can see, sir.
There's a green button. Can you see that on the top right corner here?
Right
Uh,
corner, huh?
Right top corner is and there is a green button is there.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Okay, sync with the Zotero.org. That's it. Okay.
Okay, okay. They are
Okay.
asking username and password again.
Then that means that you are not logged into the database. In
Okay,
that
okay.
case, you search for say preference, then see whether this account is linked or not. If it is linked, it will not ask.
Okay.
Okay. If it
Okay,
is
okay.
already linked with your account and password, then it will not ask again. Okay, once it is done, so now the installation part is over. Means, okay, one more thing is that you require, say, as I mentioned, one plugin, sort file plugin is required, right? The sort file can be downloaded. First of all, we will finish the settings. You can download this from sortfile.com. You can download from this site. Okay, sort file. This file can be downloaded. So this is the sort file.xpi. That file is now downloaded in the downloads folder. So this is the downloads folder with the sort file.xpi. Okay. Now after downloading that sort file, you can go to add-ons, and in the add-ons there is a wheel icon at the top. Install add-ons from file. One option is there. Now you select the downloaded sort file. Okay. install now. So it will ask you to restart your Zotero. Now it is installed. So that browser, sorry, that add-on is now installed. Sort file add-on is now installed, is enabled. Okay. So this is how you finish the software installation part. You installed the software, created an online account. Using that account credentials, you logged into the Zotero, synced the database with the online account, and also you installed that sort file plugin or add-on to the uh, Zotero interface. Okay. So now you are ready to uh, say uh, create a library. You can create a new collection. For example, I am creating a library with Kannur ASC. I am creating a new collection with the name of Kannur ASC. By highlighting this one, and it's a new, just like a new folder, I can create the references here. Now, maybe I'm interested in, say, downloading some references with say, COVID-19 pandemic, for example, or COVID-19 epidemiology. If you simply go through the Google Scholar, which I mentioned, it is not advisable, right? Still, many of the people who use it, but even from Google Scholar, with the Zotero plugin which is installed, browser plugin that is installed, you can directly download it into the uh, Zotero library. What you have to do is you created a folder, and within the folder you click on. Now the folder is active. Now you go back to the Google where COVID-19 epidemiology, that term is given. And since 2013, 23, the current year actually I filtered with a 2023 filter. So now there are a lot of articles available. Uh, say you click on this one, save to Zotero, which will suggest you HTML pages and some other articles. So if you want to download this article and this article, the other one are HTML pages, right? So I selected 4 different articles, which is listed here. Now I'm clicking OK. So you can see that this is Kannur ASC, that automatically it is downloaded. Now you come back. See in the database, that data is already saved. So the publication name and the journal name, etc., are already there, right? So this is the metadata. It's a journal article, and this is the title, a mathematical model of COVID-19. Author name. These are the 4 authors that is included in the paper. This is the journal name. 419 is the volume name. Page numbers, year, downloaded database or catalog is Google. Publisher is elsewhere. So such metadata is available. And this is the second article that I selected. Okay. This is the third article. And the metadata of each article is now listed here. And if a PDF is already available free of cost or freely available, that PDF will be here. See, here is an icon. A PDF icon is shown here, which means already the PDF is downloaded. So if you are, say, clicking on this one, it will open the PDF also because already the PDF is downloaded and it is available for you. Okay, is it clear? So one option is just search the Google Scholar or some other, say, website, and from the search engine itself you can directly download using this Zotero connector. So that's one of the simplest way. Wherever you see in the browser the article, From that, by just by clicking on this icon, it will be saved into the Zotero database. But I recommend not to use the Google Scholar search option because even low quality or unfiltered articles will be listed, which will not be good for your the quality of the work that you are going to do. Okay. So another option is I am interested in, say, PubMed. Oh, sorry. I can go to the PubMed. I am searching for COVID-19 epidemiology. More than 1 lakh results are there. If I am interested in, say, review articles or meta-analysis or something, systematic review, whatever, I'm interested in systematic review, I can filter the article. Now, these are the systematic review articles that is published in that line. And now, again, I can click on this one. See, you can select the interested articles from here. Okay. One option is that. So it's already downloaded. And the articles were, and one more thing is that if a PDF is available, the automatically that PDF is downloaded now. Okay. So this is how you download from PubMed by just clicking on the say Save to Zotero plugin, which is attached to the browser. And another option is you can go to, say, Web of Science. For Web of Science, you require access, paid subscription, or your institutional access is required for Web of Science. So in this case, uh, see, many articles were listed. Again, you can click on this and some interesting articles can be downloaded. So the first option that we used for this data, for this uh, software is a direct import from the browser using the Zotero plugin. Okay, so that's one of the options. And another one is you can uh, download this data, for example, this one and this one, and send it to my bibliography or citation manager, create file, or you can send it to okay, I don't know whether it is file, import, select the file, See, you can download the references into the folder. Selected references will be uploaded by or it can be downloaded into a separate file. Selected references can be downloaded into a separate file. Then that can be imported into the corresponding software by import option or import from clipboard option if it is saved in the clipboard. So that's how you can uh, download the selected references and import in the software. So that's another option. So one is a direct saving. Another one, selected references can be downloaded as a file and imported in the Zotero software. And the next one is maybe a somewhat more easier one, like say this is the PM ID, PubMed ID, which is a unique identifier of PubMed database. So you can use this PM ID, and coming to the database, there is a magic wand, hard item by identifier. You can click on this one. It will ask for the ISBN number, DOI number, or PMID, or such unique identifiers. Just by giving that PMID number and hitting on search, the article will be added into the database. So only thing is that you require a DOI number, a PMID, PMCID, or ISBN number, whatever. The unique identifier of that article can be given into the database by clicking on this magic wand, and that search box is can be used for pasting that input. So it will automatically download that data. Okay, is it clear? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So various options are there. One is direct import with the Zotero connector, or you can import the data in bulk and upload it, or you can use specific identifiers passed into this box and downloaded that data into the corresponding database. Now, say I'll show you how to download a reference. For example, see, there are in 2023 there are 56 publications. I'm going to refine it. So in 2023 there are 56 publications are there. I'm going to export this into BibTeX. Export. So that file is now saved. You can come to import. So this is the downloaded file of the 56 references. So I saved it into my library. I'm moving it into the corresponding folder. Okay. Now the downloaded references were now moved into the corresponding folder. So all are there. Okay. Now another option is you can group these items uh, with some keywords. For example, here you can see that I have marked COVID-19 with a particular color. Okay. See, some of the articles were tagged in a particular color, right? Which means this contains the tag, the word COVID-19. So for which we can say create a tag to easily identify that reference. You can go for a tag. So COVID-19, actually I added a tag here. So the tags that is added here is that these are the keywords. So if this word is present in the title, then that will be given with a particular color, and that color will be marked at the start of the corresponding paper. So if you are interested in a particular, say you are writing a review or a introduction part, and you may be interested in a topic, for example, the epidemiology of the COVID-19. So in that case, you mark epidemiology, the word epidemiology as a separate tag. So all the articles with the term epidemiology will be listed with a particular color initially attached to that one. So it is quite easy for you to identify that paper at a later stage. Okay. And another one, if it is there, for example, you see many articles were listed here, and some of them were marked with the different colors. Don't know whether that article is there or not. So another point is regarding the duplicates present in the database. So some of them, for example, from multiple databases, you will download the same article. For example, here these three are the same article which is downloaded in three attempts. Okay, these three items are the same article duplicates downloaded by multiple attempts, maybe by direct plugin download and bulk import, and from Web of Science. From three different sources, you downloaded the same article. So now you have triplicate, which you want to remove, and for which you use say duplicate items. Here is one tab, duplicate items. If you click on the duplicate items in the database will be listed. Now you can click on this one, then you can merge the duplicates into single item. So duplicates are removed. So this is another duplicate, but this cannot be merged because one is marked as a web page and another one is marked as a journal article. So these two cannot be merged. It is better to remove. If it's a journal article, then this web page reference may be removed. Okay. So now you have the various articles which is added here. Duplicates were now removed. And another one is that some articles may have some missing fields. In that case, it is better to manually curate. For example, say some of them were missing the year component. Say these articles were not marked with the corresponding year. So it is better you manually search and find whether that year is available or not in the original data in the website. So in that case, you have to fill it. If some missing portion or is there, it is better to search for this article with the search term, that is the title of the article, and find whether this year of the article is available in the internet or not. Then in that case, you can manually edit by giving the corresponding year in the date column of the metadata. So manually you can edit the metadata in this box by giving, for example, 2023, like that. You can click on that. So anyway, uh, if this is the title of the article, you can copy this article and go to the say Google, search for it. So this is the article. So now you know that this is the 2023 article, which is missing in the database. Okay, which is missing in the database. That can be given as an input if the column is missing here, the data here. So now it is okay. And for example, this one, it is a, a 2022 because anyway it is a 2023 article because I filtered while downloading with the 2023, so I can just go and fill that data with the 2023. So the year is 2023. This column is critical because as you know, in other date format, the author name and the year is used in the citation part. So if year is not there, that reference is not suitable for insertion in the data. Okay, so verify that all the fields are available in the database. So this is how you download your data into the database. So accordingly, you can give some tags, special tags in the tags column with the say any term can be given as a review or something, anything, any tag can be added. So the tag will be added to the list. So there are a lot of tags are there. Okay. So this is a uh, adding data into the database or importing data into the database. Now the next part is now, as I mentioned, we have the software with you. The references were now inserted, and oh, of course, another one is there. You can also add if there is no data available online to download with the identifiers. You can create new with the option here. A plus sign is here. You can add a book section or document, a journal article, something like that. So if you have a non-standard journal article which is not available, a local article or a book section, something like that, or if you want to add a thesis, uh, that option is also here, right? So you can click on that thesis. Now title of the thesis, then author name, university, place, date, etc. All these data needs to be filled manually. And if you are interested in adding a journal article or a newspaper article, you can use the corresponding option and fill the title and other details or the metadata details manually to add that article. So this is how you create a new reference manually in the database. Now, once it is done, the next stage is uh, integration. Of course, after the or during the installation of the Zotero, you can click on Microsoft Word. Since I am using Microsoft Word, uh, there is a tab here. This is automatically this plugin is or add-in is installed while we are installing the Zotero. Automatically, it is integrated to the Word. So this option will be there after the installation. Microsoft Word will have a tab at the top, that is a Zotero tab will be there, and these options will also be there. Okay. Now we want to write the thesis, but before writing, usually you require reading, right? So I am going to read this article. Okay. I'm going to read this article, and during the reading, I find that this is important to me. Okay, so I can give a separate color for that. Okay, see, because anyways, after the software update, there is a change in the options. That's why I'm looking on that. So you can the steps that should be followed is something like this. I can this. You open the PDF file. Okay. For every article that is listed, say if it's a PDF, there is a arrow mark here. So this is a PDF which is attached to it. You open it and you can highlight the area where you are interested in. So this is the chapter or the areas that is interested for you, which you want to use in your text of the thesis or wherever you are interested. So you want to extract this data. So for which you actually used a sort file extension. Okay, so it's already installed. So after selecting the area of interest in the paper, which you want to extract, then you can close this window. So now the file is now marked with the area that you want to extract. Now click on the right click on this PDF file and add note from annotations. There is an option. So use this one. So a note or annotation is now created. Okay. So this is the relevant part that you are interested in the article. So instead of just copying in a paper or a scribbling pad, you can just extract that articles, that area or wherever you are interested. That area can be, the text can be extracted from the PDF into a note. Now you copy this into, say, as such, if you are copying and using in a Microsoft Word, this is pure plagiarism, you know that. Because any six words in combination coming, if it is coming together, that is a plagiarism. But this can be used as a note from the paper. So now the exact text is there. A copying time is also marked there. And finally, this is the author, an article and page number. The article, author name, date, and page number from which it is extracted is marked at the end of the paper. So while writing, you read this portion, you write that idea in your own sentence to avoid plagiarism, and finally insert this particular reference at that point. So that's how you write. Okay. You read. You cannot exactly copy and paste and use it in an article because it's a part of plagiarism. You know. So to avoid plagiarism, you read these articles or this area concept. You explain or interpret it in your own words, and finally insert the art that with or cite that portion with this article. Okay. So right now I am for convenience I am not going to rewrite the sentence because that's not my intention. So you write this portion in your own sentence. Consider it as done. Okay. So this portion is now written in your own sentence. And now you want to insert the citation with the Jin et al. 2000. Okay. And again, the second portion is now I written into some other sentence the idea in my own words, and I have marked it. Now I want to insert the second citation here. Okay, I can add and references at the end, which where I want to generate the bibliography. So this is a introduction via introduction of the chapter that I am going to write. Okay. This is the references section which I want to generate the end bibliography. Again, I am going to another article where I see that there is a paper. I am reading this, and while reading this paper, I find that maybe this portion is of interest to me. Okay, I highlighted that region. Again, this portion is also of interest to me. Save it and close it. Now extract, add note from annotations. Annotations were now created. Now copy all these texts. Okay. So now we have four paragraphs which are considered written by myself, where I have the four references which is to be inserted.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, sorry.
Sir, can you repeat that copying from Zotero to Word?
Okay. So once the annotations were created, the annotations by clicking on this left side panel, this will be listed here, right?
Okay.
So you can say you can select all these by Control A. By clicking in this window, you can just select all, like, or you can click and drag the area, or Control A will be sufficient to select all the portion. Control C can copy, or you can just copy this area. Now you paste it into the word wherever target you are, the text editor that you want to write. Anyway, our intention is not to copy because, as I mentioned, you have to write it in your own words. Anything extracted will be plagiarism, right? So your intention is to create or consolidate the notes from the text in an easy manner. Once it is done, you have to rewrite and use it in your own words. That's why I marked it in red. The only thing is that you have to write it in your own words and then insert the corresponding citation. This is the citation that you are going to insert. Okay. So now we have another paper. For example, I am using the data from this paper. I can open this one. Say I'm going to mark this from the third paper. Then I'm going to close it. Again, click on the paper, add notes from annotations. Annotations were created. Now select all by Control A or Control C, like Control or copy. You can copy. So the next portion is again pasted here. Now write it in your own words, this portion. And now you want to insert the reference, this one. So now you have a text, okay? and you are going to insert this reference from the database at this position. Okay. Now let's see how it is done. It is Jin et al. 2020, right? So you move to the Zotero, add citation. So one window, this window will open. Okay. If you click on the add citation, this window will be opened. That is a preferences, which journal format you are going to choose for inserting the citation. You can for have Vancouver or Harvard or elsewhere or IEEE, Chicago, APA 7th. There are a lot of citation formats are there. And if you are interested in, say, Harvard style with the author date format, you select elsewhere Harvard, then you click on that one. So it will search for it will ask for you for the reference that you want to insert. You can click on classic view. So it will allow you to add the citation from this window. So your interest is in Jin et al., right? Jin et al. 2020. Select that reference, then add it. Jin et al. 2020 reference is added here. Now, if you click on this one, it will gray out because there is a code behind that. It's already having a database connectivity. So, if a functional reference is inserted, there is a gray box that coming when you are clicking on that one. So now you can remove this one. Okay. Even you can copy the same thing if there is a duplicate. For example, this is the same thing, right? You can copy and paste the same code here, or you can insert. Now, this is Yasmin et al., which I want to insert, for which I am going to add again classic view, 21. This is the article I selected. Okay, so that's added. Now, the previous mark is can be removed. So now this database is now connected. Again, and the last one, for which if it is the same one, you can copy and paste. Copy and paste. So now that is also added. The next one, for example, here I want to
Not showing
yes,
some problem.
pardon.
Sir, your screen is not showing some blurred like that.
I think there is a bandwidth issue. I think. How is it now?
Okay.
Because the broadcast is HD. If you don't have a bandwidth, sufficient bandwidth, then maybe uh, the screen will blur out. It's not the problem with the screen. Maybe bandwidth limitation is the problem.
Okay, now okay, sir. Now okay.
Okay, because my broadcast is HD, high definition. That's it. Okay, fine. So now, say I want to insert Another one, add citation, classic view. Okay, so that is added. This is how you add the references. Okay, now you click on the end. So all the references were now marked and now it is attached. Now you come to the references part where you want to generate the bibliography and click on the end of the file. Now click on add or edit bibliography button. Here you can see that at the third position. It will generate the bibliography. See, because we have added three references in author date format. In the alphabetic order, the references were automatically generated in Harvard style. See, at the end of the file, the bibliography is now generated by just clicking on the add or edit bibliography button. Now, if you want to change this into a number format, all you have to do is you click on preferences, you select on to Vancouver style. See, now your file is now in another format, immediately converted with the number format. 1, 2. Again, the first reference is the same one. If it is repeatedly used, all the references were now arranged in the order of their appearance, numbered format. Again, if you are interested in some format like some superscript, for example, nature or nature biotechnology, nature, for example, it's a superscript format. Okay, instead of brackets, the number were given in superscripts, and this is the format of the nature journal. You just select nature. It's a numbered format of the journal Nature, and again it is done. And one more point is that, say, after writing the thesis, your supervisor tell you to say this is a third reference. Third reference is D. Fredico. Okay, so he advises you to cut this one and move into the first position. So he feels that that paragraph should be rearranged to the first paragraph. Okay. Now, usually in the order of appearance changed, this should be the first one, right? The first paragraph should be numbered with the first reference. So the author D. Federico should be the first one and in the reference list also. So all you have to do is that you have to rearrange the paragraph along with the citation. Now you go for refresh. See, it is already renumbered. The third one is now changed to number one. And DFredico, that is already changed at the end reference also. So once you attach all this or insert these citations to the text, then you can change it to any format, like number format, journal to any journal format, any author date format, anything. Anything can be done. Uh, you can just ignore that referencing part once it is done. End bibliography will be automatically generated. And there are two more points that you have to notice. Sometimes you will insert two references at the same time. Okay, for example, at the same point, you want to insert 1 and 2 here. Okay, in that case, what you have to do is you will say uh, you will insert two references at this point, any two references. And in that case, you place the uh, cursor there, add citations, select the items, but select multiple sources should be clicked here. Select multiple sources will give you another window here. And I am going to insert this reference and this reference. Or this reference will be moved first one, The second one will be added to the list as secondary. So now you have two references to be inserted on the same position. So for which you selected multiple sources and now click OK. See, now you have two references 4 and 5 inserted in between the text. Automatically that is generated at the end also. So for which if you are inserting more references, two or more references to any point, then you have to select the option multiple references and now select the references one by one. Okay. And another option is, for example, you are using a Harvard style. Instead of numbered style, you are using this type of Harvard style. So, say, a sentence like Jean et al. Observed, like that I am mentioning in the text, or they reported, like that I am mentioning in the text. So once the author name is already mentioned in the text, there is no point in repeating Jean et al. Again. For example, I am inserting the reference Jean et al. Once again. Say this is the reference. It will look something like that, right? So Jean et al. Observed. That is the statement already. So Jean et al. Is actually now duplicated here. So what we have to do is you have to remove or suppress this Jean et al. Within this box. So only year needs to be given here. And in that case, what you have to do is you edit this reference and select on omit author. Omit author button should be clicked. Now you can see that only year is now marked. The author is suppressed in the citation. So if author name is already in the text, you have to remove that author from the citation part. The remaining will be same. So once you uh, and this is required when you are using author date format because author name might have already used in the citation part or in the text. So repeating that same in the citation part is not required during the writing part. So this is about the next part portion that is inserting the citations, multiple citations, and suppressing the author during the writing. So these are some of the techniques or tricks that you want to use while writing using Zotero. And finally, a refresh will give you all the references which is arranged at the end in the order of their appearance or in their alphabetic order if you're preferring Harvard style. So this is how you cite and write the thesis or paper using Zotero. So there is another option that is a advanced option like Zotero style editing and creation. If some journals were not providing that Zotero citations, then there is an option for editing the styles like say and if you don't have the styles already installed, get additional styles button can be used. And this will allow you to search in the internet of all the available journals. For example, if you are looking for biotech, biotechnics or biotechnology journal or biotechnology letters, for example, anything. If it is not there, you can click on this one. So automatically that journal style will be added to a database, and subsequently this is already added, and now you can insert. Okay, so you can use that journal style using this option. You can download any journal style if it is not available in the manage styles. Then uh, the corresponding style can be downloaded and can be used for writing your thesis. And there is another last option that is with say style editor. For example, there are style editors are there. You can use this style editor if you are an advanced user, or then you can use this style editor window and select any of the styles using the style editor window. You can how it is loading. There's some problem with that window. I don't know. Anyway, otherwise, if you are good at some programming, then you can edit the styles according to your requirement. Like if the journal is not providing the style sheets, then slight modifications can be made using this style editor window. I don't know. There is some issue with that software. It is not loading. Okay, this is how the Zotero is used for inserting